Hey guys, how's it going? Lagbro here, and welcome to my video about my starter on the Mayhem event. That's the first event we have for 1 week before the Delve event. So I'm gonna be starting a Cold Slinger this event. I'm gonna playing Occultist, and we're gonna be slinging Creeping Frost, and we're gonna be slinging Frost Bolts, and then we're gonna have Vortex on our left click. So you can start playing this at level 28 when you get Vortex. However, you need 1 Chance Orb to buy Vortex, or you need 1 Fusing that you can sell for a Chance Orb to get Vortex. So I'm going to start off by showing you a Blood Aqueducts. We're right now level 63, and we just killed Kitava, Act 10. It took me about 4 hours and 20-ish minutes in game time to do Kitava Act 10, all skill points, and 3 labs. However, we're level 63, and like we haven't fixed any gear pieces after Kitava. So as you can see, our resistances are trash, and I would not say this build is ready for maps yet. As you can see, we're using an item level 3 wand. So this is basically the starter wand, or like I bought this as soon as we killed Hillock and then used an Essence of Woe on it. So you can see it's a trash wand. This is a level 12 wand. It's also trash. Like a lot of our gear is like item level 36. That's decent. 47. 38. So as you can see, a lot of our gear is very subpar. That's why I'm not showing you a map, I'm showing you Blood Aqueducts instead. So this is basically the gameplay. You frenzy once, and then you run, and since you have Vortex on your left click, your Vortex is gonna trigger on your Frost Bolts now and then, like at cooldown. And then gonna spawn the Vortexes. So for League Start, I'm going to be playing this, and I'm going to be farming a lot more Blood Aqueducts, because I think I want to farm a Tabula. I'm going to be playing solo self-found softcore. So I'm either going to play Blood Aqueducts until I get a Tabula, or we're going to do heists and try to get a 5-link, because 5-links are pretty common in the heists. And when we have decent gear and decent resistances, we're going to start doing maps. So as you can see, it's kind of smooth to level with, and as soon as you hit 28, it basically feels like this. So what you want to do is you want to have Spellslinger linked with Frostbolt, and you just want Spellslinger Frostbolt when you get the Frozen Trail Jewel. Before you get the Frozen Trail Jewel, you want to be using Lesser Multiple Projectiles. But as you can see, you will basically have no mana, so then I'm going to drop Skitterbots, so we still have mana. Sure, you can still use LMP here. You have 5 when you get the Frozen Trail, but I would run without the Frozen Trail then, and just run Lesser Multiple Projectiles until you have that. Then you want to have Creeping Frost with Bone Chill, Spellslinger, and like a damage support. You can go without a damage support if you want some more unreserved mana, so you can run like Skitterbots. But I'm going to show you what I'm going to do in the skill tree as well, because I don't think Skitterbots is worth it at the start. So Creeping Frost with Spellslinger, Bone Shield, that makes enemies shielded by this skill take increased damage. So that's great, because you're going to shield them with the little projectile that comes out, spawns that ground. You're going to shield them with that. And then you want to have Vortex on left click, so it's Vortex, Elemental Focus, Efficacy, and Control Destruction. You can also run a Conk effect here instead. That's going to decrease your area of effect, because efficacy, you can pick that up after you do library. So I would do that, do library, pick that up. Other gems I'm running is Skitterbots. We're using a Smoke Mine for the Smoke Mine Flame Dash combo. I'm leveling a Hatred just because I think I want to run Hatred eventually. And then we're using Frost Bomb for cold exposure, so we use this on bosses. We're using Flame Dash and Arcane Surge, so we proc Arcane Surge with a Flame Dash every time. So that's the gems. As you can see, the gear was trash, I showed you in the beginning. Flasks, we want a Life Flask. I'm gonna start this as a hybrid, and then we're eventually gonna swap over to CI. I'm gonna swap over to CI when we have like 2.5k ES or something like that. So you wanna run a Life Flask, get 2 Quicksilvers, Silver Flask, and a Mana Flask. You can also run a Sulfur Flask instead of one of the Quicksilvers, but I wanted to go fast, so that's why I did that. So for the skill tree, this is how our skill tree is looking right now. I start out going spell damage into Frostwalker. Going this route makes it so that when you're leveling, you can use Frost Bomb and kill packs and have Onslaught linked with that as well, and just have Onslaught basically all the time. Just Frost Bomb each normal pack. Get some life. That's pretty good. I go up, grab Elemental Overload pretty early, and then I use Orb of Storms to proc that. If you have the sockets, you can link Orb of Storms with increased critical strike chance to proc your Elemental Overload more often. Then I go into Dark Arts, and we pick up both sides here. I like having the movement speed and spell damage on this side, but this side is for cooldown recovery of movement skills. So that makes it so you can use your Flame Dash and Smoke Mine combo more often. Let's kill that so we don't die here. Okay. So into Dark Arts. After that, I'm gonna swap around the tree a little bit. We're not gonna go, so I went up here and I went into this cold damage and just picked up cold damage very early. And then I went down here and grabbed Sovereignty and got the reduced mana reservation. And then into Divine Judgment and this. And after that we went over here to Fingers of Frost and got some damage here as well. And into Growth and Decay as well. So what I want to do is, as you can see now, when we run Skitterbots, we have 135 mana. That's fine. But the only thing Skitterbots gives us is the shock from Skitterbots, which is a 15% more damage taken. So what I think I want to do instead is I want to refund. We're probably gonna have to go to hideout for all of this. So I want to refund that and refund that. That's 7 points, but we're not going to be able to run Skitterbots then. So we're just going to run dual Spellslingers for start. So we're gonna have a lot of mana then. That means you can link another support with your Frostbolt instead, so you can link GMP here as well to get even more Frostbolts. But I think I'm gonna do LMP because LMP, like Frostbolt, is still gonna do damage. Or we could do another damage support with Frostbolts like Elemental Focus or something like that. Maybe Crit Strikes to proc Elemental Overload more often. And what we're also gonna do, since we don't need to pick this up, what I would do is, let's see if we can do this with the points we have. Oh, we gotta go back to hideout. Lucky portal scroll drop. Let's go back to hideout and we'll fix the tree. Or I can just show my, I'll show you my path of building instead. So what we want to do instead is we start out the same way. The hell was that? Okay, you didn't hear that. I had a peeping sound in my headphones. So instead of going up to get the reduced mana reservation and going down here, we're gonna go into Dark Arts. We're also gonna get the Stormweaver. That's 30% increased cold damage on this one. It's also mana regeneration. That's pretty good. And after we have Dark Arts, basically, and Elemental Overload, we're gonna go over to Deep Wisdom and up to Blast Radius to get Area of Effect. Area effect is clear. Then we're gonna go into the life and over to the cold damage. We can also pick up this, which is damage while wielding a wand, just generic increased damage while wielding a wand. Attack speed, which is also pretty good, and increases in reductions to spell damage also apply to attacks while wielding a wand. It's mediocre, but it's some damage for frenzy at least. And after that, we're gonna go down here, get even more area effect and area damage, get some more life, like spell damage, some strength and intelligence, and we're also gonna pick this up, which is movement speed, attack speed. We're not gonna use cast speed, and dexterity, because if you check my tree, I picked up dexterity node here, and we're missing 20 dexterity or 14 dexterity. So picking this up would just eliminate this one, and I think that's worth it, getting more attack speed. Because attack speed makes it smoother. Like, it makes the attack time shorter every time we do this. So this is my plan to start on. And this is not a lot of points. This is level 51, so we have an additional 13 points to add on this 3. So after this, I think we're gonna start going... It's a toss-up here. Either we start going down here, grabbing Fingers of Frost, going into this these hybrid nodes. That might be what we're doing. So going this way, get the cold damage multiplier there. You can also pick that up, it's cold damage at least. Then grab that. So that would basically be the next step in this tree until I'm level 64 as I'm in game. Or we could go the other way and we could go down here and grab the penetration, in my opinion, and grab that. So that's level 60. Maybe grab Sovereignty then as well, and you can just start using Skitter bots then. So this might be like the other option. What we're gonna do when we're going CI eventually is we're gonna drop all the life nodes. Apparently, we're gonna drop this. We're probably gonna drop all of this, this part of the tree, and we're gonna go into cluster jewels as well. But since I'm playing solo self-found, we'll see when I get the cold damage cluster jewels, and when we start getting medium cold damage over time cluster jewels, and we'll swap into that. So for Ascendancy, what I did, so there's basically 3 things you really want in Ascendancy. This is the last one you pick up. What I did first, I went for Vile Bastion. When you're leveling, or at least when I'm leveling, I don't go for a lot of HP or defenses early, but having the 40 flat ES regen per second is very nice up until like level 50 or something, until you do second lab. It's very nice to have that little bit of extra energy shield, and also stun immunity while you have energy shield. And since we're regenerating 40 ES per second, we almost always have stun immunity because you're constantly regenerating. So I think this node is very nice to pick up. Like this one is just 20% cold resistance, well, minus the cold resistance. It's not penetration either. Sure, it's a bit of damage, but this makes it so much smoother to play, in my opinion. So first lab, I pick up Vile Bastion. Second lab, Void Beacon. Third lab, Frigid Wake for cold damage over time multiplier. And then we go for Profane Bloom, so we can curse hexproof enemies. And they also have a chance to explode, like when we kill them. An option would be going Forbidden Power. It could give you a lot of AoE, because it's also +1 power charge, so you're gonna have 4 maximum power charges, which is 20% AoE. However, we're not spending that much mana. Since we're using Frenzy costs 16 mana, so getting up to 200 mana spent is gonna take a little while. It's gonna be like 4 attacks and 4 triggers of Vortex. But I haven't really decided what to do here. Because if you pick up the, what's it called? Forbidden Power, you can also pick up these nodes, which should give you some more mana regen and some more damage per power charge. We'll see. I'm probably gonna go Profane Bloom, because hexing is nice. And since we have... Did I show you my setup here? Yeah, GMP, Frenzy, Hex Touch, and for Frostbite, I think I showed you. Whatever, so you want to run Frostbite with Hex Touch, Frenzy, and GMP. So you curse everything with Frostbite when you attack. So that's what I'm gonna do for Mayhem. I hope this wasn't too cluttery for you. You could follow along kind of okay. So now I'm gonna show you a few clips of leveling, early leveling. It's gonna be like starting. I tried out Holy Flame Totem as well. I think Holy Flame Totem linked with Infused Channeling. You get an Infused Channeling gem as a quest reward if you want it. I think that's a pretty good extra damage instead of standing there just spamming Freezing Pulse and Frost Bomb. So you have Frost Bomb, Holy Flame Totem, and Freezing Pulse. I also tried out leveling a bit with Explosive Trap. I think that's pretty good single target if you link Explosive Trap with Lesser Poison. But you gotta make some choices in the beginning, and when I leveled this character, I swapped over to Creeping Frost and what's the brand called? The Wintertide brand. So I did Creeping Frost Wintertide brand and Explosive Trap. That's what I did for Mervale, and up until like level 28, I think, when I leveled this. I didn't feel that was the most optimal way to level. So I would probably go... I mean, it's nice to start playing with your cold skills straight away. Like as soon as you get them. I like that. Oh yeah, this leveled also with Cold Snap when you get that. That's actually pretty nice. Because you're gonna get Frenzy charges before you can use Frenzy. Like before you use your Spellslinger setup, you get Frenzy charges if you use Cold Snap and kill stuff. So I used Cold Snap, Creeping Frost, Frost Bomb, and Wintertide Brand. Like, you can basically do anything, but at level 28, swap over to Spellslinger. Okay, thank you guys for watching, and keep an eye out. I'm gonna do another build for Delve as well. It's gonna come out probably next week, so like mid-week of the Mayhem event. And we're gonna go deep in Delve, hopefully. We'll see. It's also gonna be solo self-found. So keep an eye out for that. Thank you for watching, and good luck in the event. See ya! Okay, so now we have the Holy Flame Totem and also Frost Bomb. So since I don't have the Onslaught from a Scion, like starting a Scion, I'm not gonna do. I forgot to equip the Quicksword. Nice going there. I'm gonna be doing the Holy Flame Totem more often than the Frost Bomb because it does more damage. Also want to have my Frostblink there. Like, it's easier to clear with that than with the Frost Bomb. The TP there. Like, it's gonna kill more stuff totally than, or in total, the Frost Bomb. Sure, we can use the Frost Bomb as well now and then. Both of them. So the TP there is for Dweller. Like, put it at the bridge and you're gonna have Dweller on the other side. Like, that's the dividing factor between... So here you'd really like to have the Onslaught because you're gonna have Onslaught all the time using Frostbomb. As you can see, it kills a pack. And it's very often going to give you Onslaught. Doesn't kill a blue pack, but pretty fast with that. The downside with Frostbomb is there's a cooldown on it. So this is how it looks in the beginning. I'm gonna show you a few clips from... this is basically what you do up until you get... you can do this until you get Spellslinger. Grab all the currency. All the currency. I might kill Kaduku. Let's kill Kaduku now. Because I might do it on the Mayhem start, because there's like a big chance for unique monsters to drop uniques. Unique monsters to drop uniques. And if you get like Wanderlust or a Tabula there, you're so set. You're set for life. Okay, be right back with some that's gonna be some pre-recorded material. Here you can see me playing just Frost Bomb and Creeping Frost instead in Chamber of Sins Act 2. This was when I leveled the character I showcased. And Frost Bomb is still one-shotting like all white packs. So it's perfectly viable just running Frost Bomb. I don't have Onslaught on this either running Frost Bomb, but it's linked with added Lightning and added Cold at least. So it does a bit more damage. And in this Chamber of Sins, I also got a crappy layout. As you can see, I didn't get the trial straight away, and the trial is up there at the starting point. So what I'm gonna do here, or what I decided to do, is I go kill the boss, Fidelitas, or Fidelitas, whatever you want to call it. And then I go back to town and portal in back to, or waypoint back into Chamber of Sins 1, run down, and go from there. Instead, eliminates a bit of backtracking, but it's like minor adjustments. So as you can see, Frost Bomb and just Explosive Trap is still good enough. We're gonna see her Fidelitas, and then we're gonna move over to showing the start of the Spellslinger setup instead. And after this, I also pick up the Cold Snap for a bit more single target, just the damage over time. So you can see Explosive Trap is still good enough damage. Okay, over to the next clip. And now you can see me in Scepter of God as I just started using Spellslinger. And as you can see, it still feels, it's like as soon as you start using it, I had to do Library first to get Frenzy, because you don't get Frenzy as a witch in Act 2. So you gotta do Library for Frenzy. It feels kinda clunky before you get Frenzy, because without the Frenzy charges, you get a lot less attack speed. And Frenzy also has a very short attack animation, or attack duration, if you want to call it that. So this is right away from starting using it. We're at level 30 now, so I'm a bit late, but like I said, I wanted to do Library first, and this is how it looks. It's just running 3 links for Vortex and also the Creeping Frost, which are the 2 main damage dealers, and we're also running lesser multiple projectiles on our Frost Bolt. So this is what you can expect as soon as you hit level 28 or level 30, depending on how much you kill before that. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed. See ya!